Neon lights, neon lights. Stay dancing with my demons, do the dash me out of sight. Run it up, secure the bag.
Hello and welcome to the SoulInsights podcast. I'm Kyle and Loxton, joined by
Kyle.
and we're going to do some injury-related content.
Jokes, ways that people have injured themselves, basically, and jokes, injuries, and
So we'll do a disclaimer now.
some of the ones that Chiron's going to say, especially,
Bit
are
grim.
quite savage. So if this is not for the faint-hearted, let's say, I don't even know what they are. So if I projectile
If you're
vomit,
squeamish
then
or got an
jokes.
active imagination, then disclaimer.
Definitely
Cautionary
listen, and
advisory.
you definitely want to hear these.
Music recommendation.
Cool. I don't know what this is. So
It is Isla Nooks Drex Carter, Say It With Your Eyes remix.
Do not say it with your mouth.
Say it with your eyes.
Say it with your mouth.
But it's going to the SI Pod playlist. And I did show it to you actually the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Drex Carter is a good
have.
artist actually, so
I remember you sending me some stuff, but I
Vibes.
can't remember who they were or what they were. So
there we go.
cool.
Boom.
Right, so we'll do game first. So Last of Us, obviously, because you know why.
Every time.
Right, so game. So World War Z had a Horde Mode XL update where it's basically a madness. So there's just extreme amount of zombies getting absolutely lit with it, but it's on current gen only.
Does
so,
look
you know.
mad though. Have to try it.
Sadly, we can't play it, or you can't play it, so we can't play it together. But never mind. Unless I suppose you borrow my Xbox, because I think it's on Game Pass.
Well, let's hope to get a PS5.
Or that is the other option. Also, new games out. One of them should be good, and the other one is banter on TikTok. So I'll let you decide which one you think is which. Dead Space remake and Forspoken. So you know.
Did you see any of the footage?
No, I haven't. But I've seen what the game is, and I've seen footage of it, but not since it's come out, and not the banter stuff.
right.
So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
What's your film recommendation? Because you've got it, haven't you?
Yeah. So going with the injuries, it's going. I don't know if you've seen actually, but it's 127 hours,
Oh, okay.
and the book as well. If you want to read it, 'cause it's based off a true story.
I haven't, but I know what it is, obviously. So,
Yeah, it's a cool film. Like it's just I'm not going to give it away. Just
yeah.
injury related and
So go and watch
absolute madness.
Yeah.
Mr. Ballin sort of story, to be honest.
that. Yeah. Well, yeah, it isn't.
What happens?
TV, obviously, The Last of Us. So episode 2 has been out
Oh yeah,
at the time of recording this.
Mhm.
So
banging.
decent show. Yeah. Obviously, they've renewed it for a season 2, which has been said that it's based off of the second game. So I've seen that now. That it definitely is. So yeah, see what that obviously
So
goes,
far, it's really
but,
good though.
Yeah, I think it is as well. Obviously, there's little differences,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's some kind of like bigger differences from that and the game, which is nice. But there's also, I've seen a lot of it on TikTok where it's comparing the game
Yeah.
to the show, and it's like identical kind of thing, which is nice to see. Like they've still added like the banter and that between Joel and Ellie.
Yeah. And they're having, because Ellie's random little comments. I know there's one that she says, oh, can I have a gun? And Joel's like, oh, absolutely not. And she's like, fine, I'll just throw a sandwich at them.
Yeah,
I thought that was sick. It's proper
jokes
Ellie
things.
stuff.
Yeah,
But I know there's, it's nice that it gives it a bit of context. So, I guess the spoilers. Is
Spoilers.
When she wakes up home alone, there's a reason why Joel isn't there. I think in the game you don't know why he's there, but
no, because I
There's-
suppose the game's not going to go into as much detail
he just appears
necessarily,
in the
is
kitchen,
it?
I think.
Yeah.
But obviously the neighbour bangs at the window, I think, in the game. But in the program, he's obviously gone to bust his brother out, which I think it's cool. It gives it a bit more context. And like obviously the zombies, they've changed the little parts of what it is. So when you stand on something on the floor, that's pretty
It
cool.
triggers everything. Yeah. Which obviously trying to do that in a game would be too difficult, I think, anyway.
And like obviously what happens at the end of episode 2.
So major
That's-
spoilers
I'm not going to say too much, but that's
okay.
different to the game of how that panned out.
of how
But
the whole like scene is similar in the sense of like where they are and all that, and the purpose of the whole thing.
yeah,
But it's
Still-
different.
Still
It's
ends up
got
the
its changes. Like they've changed it in a way that better suits the TV show
same. Yeah,
for what it actually is. I think.
because that part in the game that's when you're introduced into like the combat style mechanics. So you can't really do that in a program unless Joel
exactly.
turns into John Wick
Why not?
and just
He
slaps
is
the
John
shit
Wick.
out of everyone. But
Yeah.
you don't know where it's going to go because there's plenty of combat scenes that's going to come up that is really story related. So if they change that up, then Joel isn't that combat style, is it? I imagine he will. But again, it's how you play Last of Us. Because how I went around playing Last of Us, I went around with a baseball bat, just beating everyone up. I guess you're meant to be all like scavenging, going for your backpack,
stealth mode and all that sort of thing. Yeah, whereas you just get a little of it and start bashing people,
beating everyone up.
Yeah. So yeah, well, that's that.
We'll say each week we should say what our review of each episode.
Yeah, we'll say
is.
if we thought it was good, and I mean, probably every week is going to be yes, it was amazing. So although it's annoyingly, because we bring these out on Tuesday, obviously the third episode will be out already. So yeah,
well then you got a week to watch it until we spoil it.
Exactly. So if we've spoiled it for you, then that's on you really for not watching it. So never mind. Right.
Dictionary of Skills.
Yeah, I nearly forgot about that.
This is by John Koenig, Chapter 2, The Interior Wilderness, Defining Who You Are from the Inside Out. And this, words, is The Guilt Rights.
Okay, there's no point me spelling that because it's obvious.
Well, it's GILTWRIGHTS.
Oh, I'd have got that wrong then.
Yeah,
I'd have put GUI.
It's basically kind of similar, but the imaginary committee of elders that keeps running log of all your mistakes, steadily building their case that you're secretly a fraud, a coward, a doofus, and a douche, who would have revoked your good fortune years ago had they have not been hampered by their own bitter squabbling over proper grammar and spelling.
Right. There's always people watching you and fucking...
Well, it's your family, your elders. It's an imaginary committee, so it's your family is looking at you going...
Judging what you're doing, basically.
Yeah.
Being like, what are they actually doing?
Secretly a fraud, a coward, so they're looking at you acting out of character, just going like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, just judging all your mistakes, keeping a log of them all.
Ah, yeah.
So when you do die, you get to visit them, and then they sit down with you going like, this is your case file of just, what is that? Why did it just suddenly end?
That just means you get to sit down with them and discuss their case file, say how they've been an embarrassment and a fucking douche. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, it works both ways. Everything works two ways.
I'd have raised
except for things that don't.
Before going, just go ghost and like no one knows. Before you are ghost, go ghost.
Just don't even die. Just live forever.
No, what's the point of that?
Yeah, exactly. Just die now.
Always taking.
And on that fun note, well,
let's defy death with these injury stories.
Yeah, exactly. So people that have managed to survive their either idiotic or
imagine what
crazy
their committee
situations.
Of elders are saying.
Yeah. So I've basically got jokes ones that are kind of like little things that people have done that don't really impact them too much. Like it doesn't impact your life too much. Like nothing major's happened, and you've got the more somebody fucking sliced their arm off with a toaster kind of thing.
Mine is they survived the injury. They should really be dead. Logically speaking, but they have miraculously survived it. So it's just the
yours is more like crazy injuries, and mine's more like jokes injuries,
day-to-day
sort of
stuff that
thing.
You might do.
So I've got more. So I'll just start. I burnt my chest while trying to iron a wrinkle out of my shirt whilst wearing it.
Right, something I do too.
Why the fuck? Actually, is
I couldn't be bothered. I'd have done it.
It's like, it's not even an iron. Like, you got a steamer. It's like, there's a little wrinkle. I'm just going to fucking do that. And all of a sudden, your fucking nipples like fucking toast.
You can iron like your arm or something. Why not?
You may as well just iron your skin.
Just so you could feel something.
You may as well just fucking jump in a fire pit.
You're numb to everything.
Exactly,
feel an iron.
Make yourself numb to everything. Yeah, exactly. Right, go on then. Let's start with a banter one.
Uwa Wisniewska, sorry about the name.
Good.
Was sucked into a vicious storm for hours. The name stated, I'm just going to say that, was a 35-year-old German woman who was an experienced paraglider who is internationally known for her paragliding feats in 2007. She was paragliding in Australia when she ran into a horrific storm. During the worst of it, she was sucked up a vortex at a speed of nearly 50 miles an hour to a maximum height of 32.6k feet, higher than the top of Mount Everest and almost at the point where jumbo jets cruise. As the storm raged around her, the lack of oxygen at that altitude caused her to pass out for around an hour. Somehow she drifted unscathed through temperatures of minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit as hail and lightning engulfed her body. According to doctors, the fact she passed out may have helped her survive by slowing down her heart rate and bodily functions. This gave her the chance to wake up later after the storm was dying down and then land back to Earth.
How the fuck do you stay on the paraglide through all of that?
Mad.
How'd you stay on the paraglide for all of that?
That's
my
question.
question.
To it or something. Like,
I've seen a video of, speaking of the kites thing that we've been on about, we haven't mentioned what it is, but I've seen a video of a little girl that's gotten dragged into the sky on this kite, and she's literally getting flung around everywhere. Somehow she managed to hold onto the string, and then somebody managed to grab her and pull her back down. But she was flying around like a nutcase around in the sky. I was mad.
It must be
so I can just imagine that. You're just like barreling around all these fucking places. Do you reckon the birds are looking around like, what the fuck is happening
there?
They'll
be dead as well, probably. But
no.
Because she passed out, she must be attached to it, isn't it? Or like she's
You'd
locked
imagine
herself in
so,
it.
yeah. Like,
but with that little girl, like imagine if you go into survival mode, you pick up that weird strength, don't you? That you have.
I mean, yeah, I
some
suppose.
Sort of primal
but
sort of state.
Would a like 3-year-old really think that in the kite situation?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, getting lit with it, like a 12-month-old baby or something like that.
That's mad though, isn't it? Like, how would they know that story unless she does know it? Because if she's passed out, is there like a cameraman that's flying around with her?
It's those things when it's like, oh, this person's so brave, and then you get the POV, it's like cameraman, and they're stood there as well, and it's like this person out in a mad storm, and the cameraman's getting lit with it.
So I don't
So
know.
nobody mentions the cameraman.
I guess there must be some sort of thing with it.
Because of where they were, I suppose they knew like where they were from where they went up to where the storm was and where they landed and that sort of stuff. That they could kind of assume. It was probably a little bit of guesswork that like they guessed that they've got this high because this is how high the storm went, kind of thing. Right. Stuff like that, like because it was this area, you know, it was going to be this temperature sort of thing. But no,
Jesus,
you may as well just unclip yourself and fall to the ground.
Jesus. Just goes flying around.
Exactly.
It's like you see in a game, isn't it? Just stand in the middle of a tornado and just fly out.
Just get fucking ripped to shreds flying through the sky or something. Right, on to jokes.
Just completely switch it.
I threw out my lower back reaching for a French fry on the dashboard of my car. You've literally reached forward to grab something off your dashboard and you fucking pulled your back.
Wow.
Imagine being that.
I hate even eating in a car though, to be honest. Like eating McDonald's in a car. You love it, do you? Like storing a little French fry in the car.
No, you don't do that. You eat it all. You don't leave anything. That's fucking
later.
weird.
Nah, I don't know. It's something, you know, when you look at some people's cars and it's like, Jesus. But I'm not going to say anything. I'll just sit in silence all over the wrappers.
Exactly.
Like, let me just move half the shite that's in your car.
So I'll say I've reached behind my seat to like try and grab something off the floor in the back, like de-icer or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'll like say pull my shoulder or something. It like hurts because you're stretching so much and you're kind of in an awkward position. But reaching forward to get something off the dashboard, that's
a French fry.
Bit dodgy. Exactly. You've just pulled your back all over a French fry.
Just some dusty little, soggy, cold.
To make it even worse, it was a Burger King chip. Imagine if it was a KFC chip, I could imagine it.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine Burger King. Imagine throwing your back up for a Burger King French fry. Fuck that.
Right, okay.
Right, serious.
Fourthman Murph nearly sawed off his own head.
That's pretty cool.
Sounds mad, the story, to be fair. As a lifelong enthusiastic lumberjack, it shouldn't be a surprise a Fourthman Murph was still using his trusty chainsaw to chop down trees in his local area at the age of 74. However, in 1984, he suffered an accident that was almost impossible to survive. While he was out trimming trees, a branch fell and knocked him out, throwing him into a ditch. The fall broke his leg and knocked him out. When he finally regained consciousness, he found his still-running chainsaw was cutting through his neck. He stood up, positioned his head so blood wasn't running down his windpipe. Drove himself a half a mile to the neighbour's house. They went to the hospital 17 miles away, where doctors found he had sawn through his windpipe, esophagus and jugular veins, leaving just the spine and some skin holding his head in place. Several surgeries later, Murph fully recovered and went on to live for another 18 years.
Fucking hell.
Waking up knowing you're like,
waking up with a chainsaw halfway through your neck and a broken leg.
I don't know. I generally don't know.
How the fuck do you... It's 74 years old as well. How would you have not lost enough blood by then? Some people die from a tiny slit in their throat. So how has a chainsaw gone halfway through his neck and not killed him?
But I'd tilting it, because I guess you're choking on the blood then. So I guess if you're tilting it, so as long as your vital organ, or the part that's keeping you alive isn't going to get blocked, obviously you're still going to bleed out because it's gone through the jugular. So obviously that's your vital organ, like vein thing, isn't it?
Did he leave the chainsaw running the whole time, or did he have to turn it off?
Unless it was a safety thing.
Because if it's still running chainsaw going through his neck, so what? Did he take the chainsaw out of his neck and just have half of his neck hanging off, because it said it was dangling by his.
Well, you must have only blacked
skin.
out for like a couple seconds or something, because you wake up. Obviously, not going to wake up like half an hour later and it's still going on your neck. Like
it's like some saw type shit there, isn't it? Where like you got to put your hand in the saw blade to get enough blood out or something, but it takes it to a whole new level with your neck.
It's just mad, like thinking about that. To be honest, just waking up, like to have even the quick reflexes or thoughts to do that, isn't it? Like, you know that other injury where that dude fires the barrette and it explodes on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Did you see that? There's a video on YouTube of that, I think. But he shoves a lot of it like explodes part of the top half, and he uses a thumb to wedge his thumb into his body. Oh my god, it's actually mental. The fact that you would know to do that, you're not just going to freak out and freeze like some people might, isn't it? You're just going to go, well, I'm in serious trouble here. It's mad.
Jokes.
Don't play though.
Go back onto jokes then, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Well, from a chainsaw to stubbed my toe.
Nah, it's not actually. Got to bed first and lay flat under the duvet waiting for my wife to come into the room so I could jump up and scare her, pissing myself how funny I am. She came in, I jumped up screaming, dislocated my arm, and then really screamed. She screamed. We all screamed. Imagine sitting under your bed sheet trying to fucking scare somebody. You come out and you dislocate your shoulder from coming up trying to scare someone.
Idiot.
Yeah, man, yeah, like you come out and they genuinely think you're screaming because they're trying to you're trying to scare them, and you're like, no, I fucked myself. I've fully fucked it.
No, you would come up. If you jump scare, you look all disformed and everything like that, and you're like, what?
Your arm's like fucking jellified or something afterwards.
Running like some sort of grudge or so.
Fuck yeah, now. Right, yeah.
I was going to say another jokes one, actually.
Yeah?
From you saying that. So there was a story I got told at work, actually, in the week. It was a fetish thing. Someone went in a full-blown latex Spider-Man costume, and he strung up the woman, like, obviously by the bedpost and everything, like, both hands and feet. So she's, like, position. He climbed up the wardrobe to jump to try to save her, sort of thing. Spider-Man started, he fell into the wardrobe, and it cut he was stuck in the wardrobe, like obviously all parts of it was all like shredding him and everything, and they had to call the ambulance because he was knocked out and she was tied up in the bed. So imagine being the paramedic.
So who called the ambulance?
I don't know, some neighbours, I think, 'cause they heard the screaming of the woman because the dude fell in the wardrobe and just like got absolutely destroyed.
You come
in a latex Spider-Man costume.
Spider-Man's in the wardrobe, impaled on some wood, and you're tied up on the bed. It's like, wait a minute, I thought Spider-Man was a good guy. What's been happening here?
It's actually, honestly, that was the funniest thing I heard. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, dear.
Do you want me to say a serious one?
Just right, you went with one, so I don't know. I'll go a jokes one because this one's like one sentence. So I wanted to see if I could force myself to bite a chunk out of my skin. Spoiler alert, I could. So this has just got like their arm or something and bit down trying to do it.
Reminds me of the Simpsons episode.
Where he eats himself. So you can actually, like, you try and bite, if you try to bite through your finger, you can actually do it. It's physically possible, but your brain stops you, so you can't necessarily do it on yourself.
I remember
saying it's more difficult. If I grabbed your hand right now, I could bite through your finger like a carrot.
Yeah,
like go through bone and everything.
They said your little finger is the same force to go through it than a baby carrot.
Yeah.
Your
so
little finger.
Yeah, but you can't do it on yourself. It's like you can't tickle yourself because your brain stops you from being able to, kind of thing.
It's cool. I'm thinking about that too. I just imagine it. Just why? Why is my brain doing that?
Right.
Put it into perspective with like fucking carrot.
Serious.
Right, so I'm saying that. Greg Rasmussen crashed a plane in the African wilderness. Wildlife conservationist Greg Rasmussen thought he was going to die in 2003 when his plane was hit by strong winds and crashed in the African bush. Over the next 27 hours, he was subjected to dehydration, painful heat, and a number of animal attacks. This included being charged by stampeding elephants and later being stalked by a lioness and approached by hyenas. Fortunately, Rasmussen was able to drag himself back to the wreckage of his aircraft despite 2 broken legs and a fractured pelvis. By the time he was finally spotted and rescued, doctors feared they would not be able to save his legs. It took surgeons around 100 operations to save them and prevent them from requiring amputation, though he now stands a full 3 inches shorter due to the damage.
I'm going to start off with the fact that, no offence, but why the fuck have they gone through 100 operations just to try and save his legs?
Oh, Jesus.
Like, why haven't you just chopped them off, honestly? Be like, this is going to take this much. This is going to take like 10 years to fix, and it's going to be this many operations. Imagine how much money that's wasted.
Wasted. But
I'm sorry, but wasted. You could have just got fucking robot legs and you could be half Terminator.
No, exactly. But imagine, like, I just think that's like a horror film, though, crashing, and then all these animals, like, just
stalking you and waiting to eat you, basically, yeah.
Jeez.
How has he got 2 broken legs and a broken pelvis, and he's managed to drag himself out of the way of a fucking stampede of elephants?
Yeah.
How? Like, and why is the lion not
cameraman.
eating her? Yeah, imagine the cameraman's getting lit there, isn't he? He's also in the plane crash, so you know.
Exactly, he survived it.
Exactly.
I mean,
he had no known
know.
injuries either. Some say the lioness was the cameraman.
That's what this story says. Maybe he like Tarzan starts swinging because his legs don't work, so he used the vines in the jungle.
Good.
Started swinging around.
Honestly. Right. Jokes, because you know exactly.
Yeah.
I do not understand this. I don't know how it happens. Dropped a chair on my face. Still got the scar 20 years later. How the fuck do you drop a chair on your face?
You know that's something like one of our friends would do or something.
Yeah, but how do you drop a chair on your face? What, when you get your chair pulled out from under you and you fall on the floor? Yeah, you know exactly what I'm on about, don't you?
Well, that wasn't me, but yeah, no, it was the...
Yeah, exactly. So somebody at my work before I started, there was no slip mat on the floor. Actually, no, this wasn't at my work, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There was this situation at some place where there was no slip mat on the floor or something for some reason, and they stood up from their chair, and it was a wheelie chair, and they went to sit back down, and obviously it was a concrete floor, and the chair had rolled away from behind them. Instead of reaching your arm around and grabbing the chair to sit down, they literally just tried to sit down and fell straight on the floor.
Good.
Imagine how jokes that'd be.
I bet it was you that pushed the chair away.
I wasn't there.
Oh.
It wasn't my workplace. Nothing ever existed. This didn't happen.
Okay. It was just imaginary, like, sort of accident.
Yeah, exactly. It's just hypothetical.
Yeah,
right, you. Go on then.
It's like when you're watching phone in your bed and the phone just falls out your hand and
there was
slaps you in
one,
the face.
so it was something like, I was in bed on my phone and I dropped it and broke my nose.
Yeah, that could happen to you.
I mean, I don't see how, but...
It's like at that festival. Louis Vuitton, when he threw that phone, isn't it? Dapped that woman in the head. It's like a brick, isn't
or
it?
Talisa getting a fucking phone
Oh,
lobbed at her forehead. Yeah. Right, off topic.
It's like a brick, to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, especially a Nokia 3310.
You wouldn't even survive that, to be fair.
No, you wouldn't. It'd be straight through your skull.
It'd actually be lodged.
You would not be on one of these stories. You'd be on one of the deceased stories.
Imagine reading the stories from one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little noise. Right, okay. This, forced through a small hole.
Oh, Mr. Boland's story.
But, okay, this is a bit grim, to be fair, but moving at high speed through a hole that's far smaller than your body can result in stripped skin, dislocated joints, broken bones, and crushed or punctured organs. That's what happened to welder Matthew Lowe in 2008 when his overalls got caught in a factory machine that transports metal parts. He felt his skin rip and heard his arm snap as the mechanism yanked him through a 5-inch opening, dragging him along the conveyor. The machine spat him out screaming from the other end with a broken back, pelvis, hips and ribs and a ruptured stomach and bowel. 6 operations and many metal pins later, the 25-year-old Lowe was back to work at the factory, hoping to get off the factory floor by training as a supervisor.
I'm sorry, but how was he fit through a 6-inch hole?
5-inch hole.
5-inch? That's why you said 6.
But the hole...
Actually, no, 5 inches is big.
I don't understand. How could you?
I don't know. How would that not kill you?
inches?
Like, how was your head fit through that? It's like that, yeah, from thumb to fingertip.
Yeah.
How is your head fit through that?
Surely
like,
the whole of him didn't go through. Maybe it was like his legs up to his rib. So maybe up to like...
Yeah, up to his stomach, because it said his
But
stomach
still.
was... Yeah, exactly.
Because obviously stomach and bowel, yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as it gets to like your heart, you're probably gone. So it's probably...
That's some Final
Stomach's-
Destination type shit there, isn't
What, in
it?
the swimming pool?
No, I was going to say getting sucked into the fucking escalator.
Oh, sucked into the swimming pool hole.
Sucked into the swimming pool hole, yeah, exactly.
That's like you said, Mr. Baldwin style, but obviously he died because...
It was a tiny
you
hole.
Would die, to
yeah,
be
you
honest,
would.
wouldn't you?
But he got pulled up through by his waist, didn't he? Not essentially his legs.
Oh, yeah. And
Got pulled up by his waist because that's where the harness was. So
Just mad, isn't
Mad.
it? Like, why would you even want to survive? But that was 6 operations to do that.
yeah,
The
it
other
took
one was-
100 to fix somebody's legs.
So I'm not going to... No comment.
Right. So I don't even know how this comes about, but one of my teachers in high school tripped on his sword and stabbed his leg.
Jokes.
Why did the teacher in his school have a sword?
Mid-lesson, do you reckon?
I don't know. I'd imagine so. It just says one of his
Do you know what that
teachers.
reminds me of?
What?
When you were in the same history lesson as me.
Oh, what? When you had to make swords and shit?
No, when you got absolutely rinsed.
Yeah, and then I got moved down a sec, so I was basically stupid. I was going to use a different word then, but I stopped myself.
Oh, I
I
don't
was
know why.
basically stupid, yeah. Me and one other person, wasn't they, got moved because the teacher... Yeah, the teacher thought we were
absolutely
idiots, yeah. I can't use the word I want to. I can't even use the word that he used, actually.
It was funny.
Because we'll get cancelled. Yeah, teacher saying something, they get cancelled these days.
But
I mean, it doesn't take much, does it? Doesn't take much. No, he wouldn't have, would he? He was bloody head teacher, wasn't they?
No, yeah.
Pretty sure he was.
We're just going to keep it like that.
Keep it light and breezy, yeah. Go on, next
Yeah,
one.
tripped on a sword, yeah. You would have a sword.
Yeah, sword in his pants. Right, serious.
This is the last one now.
Right.
So it's called Dropped Out of the Sky. We humans have an uneasy relationship with gravity. We count on and appreciate it for helping us stay grounded and for keeping objects where we left them. But we also have to be concerned about falling, whether off a chair, down the stairs, or in the case of New Zealander Michael Holmes, from the sky. After leaping from a plane in 2009, the skydiving instructor ended up with both his main parachute and the backup chute disabled, falling at a reported rate of 70 miles an hour. He should have died from internal injuries. Instead, the lucky leaper landed on a blackberry bush, sustaining only a broken ankle and a collapsed lung.
I'm pretty sure you'd have multiple cuts as well in a fucking blackberry bush.
70 miles an hour hitting a blackberry
and yeah,
bush.
how the fuck do you not die from that? Like, you'd think that'd just, like, rip you to shreds, wouldn't it?
Like, when that video I showed you, said it on impact, do you reckon that's what a human would look like on impact?
Just fucking explode, isn't it?
Exactly. Like, the compression on it must be...
Exactly, that's...
But would that put you off skydiving? I'd go straight up again.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's like, damn.
Have you gone skydiving?
Damn, I couldn't kill myself. I'll have to try again. No, I haven't.
Oh, we have to put you skydiving, isn't it? Just for the jokes.
Yeah. Why
Well,
not?
we'll have to go skydiving with music video, isn't it?
Yeah. Film a video while we're up there. Some butty
You'd
on
have
your
to
back.
get the A license.
Yeah, so you'd be on your own, yeah. I'd be alright with butty on my back because, you know, I'm filming. So.
Butty on the back.
Yeah, exactly. Right, moving on. I've got two more. So one of these is exactly what you said just before we started this. So it threw my back out sneezing.
Oh, okay.
Told my boss / co-workers I was helping my mum move something heavy because it was so embarrassingly lame.
Yeah.
I mean, that is...
Can be done.
It's things... The worst thing I've had, it's not exactly... It was a pre-existing injury made worse by sneezing. So broken ribs and sneezing is the worst possible thing I can imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there might be worse, like a chainsaw halfway through your neck.
Yeah.
But... Or falling 70 mile an
Just
hour
an
into
average
a
sort of like
bush, but...
injury.
Average injury, like, yeah,
Not like an
coughing or
absolute
sneezing
yeah.
whilst you've got broken ribs is disgusting. Like, I don't recommend. 10 out of 10 do not recommend.
Even bruised, I'd imagine, let alone broken, isn't it?
Bruised,
it's so sensitive,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, when it's broken, especially if your bone's like a bit dodgy and it's going to fucking start like hitting your lung or something. Yeah.
Collapsed lung.
Tasty. Right, I've got one more, so...
Yeah.
I thought the glowing sand under the disposable barbecue would be cool to touch. It was not cool in the slightest.
Oh, right. He's done that as a kid, to be fair. It's all nice and warm, isn't it? And you pat it down, you haven't buried it enough, so you stand on it and it's like, toasty.
Tasty, yeah, exactly. It's fucking like fire walking, isn't it, I suppose?
But yeah. Memories,
Um,
isn't it? Banging.
Because it's related, I'm going to do fact now, because it's related to this stupid injuries, okay?
Okay.
So here are some of the strangest injuries that doctors recorded in 2016.
Okay.
So 17,200 patients walked into a wall, 25,000 walked into a piece of furniture, 400 walked into a lamppost, 3,400 came in contact with a powered lawnmower, 300 were bitten by a pig, 10,000 were accidentally bitten by another person, 8,700 were kicked by another person, and 1,700 were struck by a cow.
Of course, it's for like farming related stuff as well, isn't it? Like farmyard animals.
Yeah. Oh, and 600 were recorded as contact with sword or dagger, which sounds Game of Thrones style, fans trying to fight off the White Walkers.
Well, is that
So,
how
you know.
recent is that fact? Nowadays, it's probably 1 every 2 seconds in London.
It's not that bad.
UK is far.
The knife to people ratio isn't as bad as the gun to people ratio in other countries, is it? So,
Well,
you know. On to another note. So let's.
Well, speaking of that, injuries. Have you got any injuries that you personally have that you would like to say?
Many. I've got a bad back. I've got bad knees. I've got bad ankles. I've got an internal pain that eats at me every day.
Yeah. I don't know.
No.
Have you broken anything besides ribs and soul?
I mean, technically, you could say my foot.
Oh yeah.
At football, it got crunched, and at karate, it got crunched. That was my ankle, but I've torn the tendons through my knee. I've torn the tendons in my thumb.
Cue the violin. No, I don't
broken ribs twice. There's bound to be some other stuff.
Broken heart.
Fuck that. I ain't no pussy ass bitch.
Oh
dear. Yeah, I've dropped a knife on myself. Just joke stuff like that. I run a pizza cutter out my finger because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was sharp, and then my finger split open. So I cracked my head open. Just your bog standard stuff, really.
Well, stuff that you could do as a kid as well, isn't it?
Most of it was.
Scars.
I mean, most of it wasn't actually, but.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, yeah. What about you? Nothing of note.
Not really too much, to be honest. I've been a bit jammy
soul
with
you.
That was never present, was it?
I used to be
SoulInsights. That's where my
I used
soul
to be able
is.
to do what I wanted with my toe.
Used to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too much now. I tried it and it did not work. I'd just like move my toe and it'd pop out and then I could pop it back in.
All right.
Pretty banter. I've broken fingers snowboarding. 2 of my fingers.
Well, you got plenty more of them to come.
Exactly. I just left them. Like I just waited and seen. It took fucking weeks, maybe months for them to sort themselves out. But yeah, it was jokes.
I've got a couple actually. There's 2 scars on my head. One was on a piano. I don't say that to you. I left it.
I remember it. Yeah.
Ran out of school, which I shouldn't know of, on some slippery surface, banged out, and yeah, they were more cautious of the piano out of tune actually. They had to glue my head back together, so maybe that might sum up a lot of reasons, to be honest. Actually answers a few questions.
It does, yeah.
But
I didn't want to say it.
Another one was barbed wire trespassing as a kid, because you know what? Fuck it.
Exactly. You were
Stood
just
up
hoping to
too
get shot, weren't
early.
you?
Yeah. Stood up too early and slit the whole top of my head.
Nice.
Jokes.
Nice.
And again, I think they said, "Oh, that's just Chiron. Leave him to it," because that's how I'm fucking treated like. But yeah.
On a lighter note, new music.
Right, new music. It's actually a few. 23 actually. So really. See if you notice any of them.
Yeah.
Little Yachty, Let's Start Here. Don Toliver, Hardcore. XXX Tentacion feat Lil Uzi Vert, I'm Not Human. Corday feat Anderson .Paak, 210s. KSI feat Oliver Tree, Voices. Popcorn, Great As He. Sam Smith, Gloria. The Kid Laroi, Love Again. Scissor, Kill Bill Acoustic. Papa Roach, Beartooth, Cut the Line. I Am Sue, Perfect Timing. Hit Wonder, Pacific. Justin Stone, Ew. ASAP Rocky, Same Problems. Tom Grennan, Here. Rita Ora, You Only Love Me. Russ Millions, Detty. Slow Tie, Selfish. RD, Loser. Malpi, Gimme That Bounce. Paris, Goddess. James Hype, Helicopter, and Rhodes, Friends Like These.
And little shout out, I'll do one.
Oh, yeah,
Peanuts, Picnic, Logic's Beat Tape. Yeah, it's Logic's beat tapes kind of thing. If you listen to the last one, it's an actual song. So Mordigan Plastic Spoon.
He's in it. He's not just making the beat.
No, so he's in, like, his voice is in some of them. He makes the beat and then he'll put his voice in some of them, or he might put other people's voices or whatever. Like but that one's, it's kind of like a hidden song. So it's an actual song essentially. There's talking in it, like it's a little story sort of thing, but it is actually a song as well. Right. And you know the fact that one of them's called Peter Paperplate One, and we were going to take a paper plate to get signed by Logic in 2016, I think it was, when he was supposed to be doing the Incredible True Story tour, and he was supposed to be in London, but then he bailed.
It all loops round, doesn't it?
But we forgive you.
We'll have to take a paper plate if we ever got to see Logic. We have to take, so what was it? Spider-Man, like kid's birthday party plate, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So we'll just be
like, pick up one.
There's our. It is Peter Paper Plate. Peter Parker.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, we've added 1-to-1 there, haven't we?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Same wavelength.
I mean, yeah. Same he knows, doesn't he?
He knows. Yeah, he knows.
He knows.
That's it.
So yeah.
Was a joke, or is it?
I've got a joke. Yeah. So right, life.
Exactly.
Right, today. No. Today I started an argument with my wife while riding in an elevator. I was wrong on so many levels. Or, a lift to our British counterparts.
Lift up the spirits.
Yeah.
Right. Done.
Cool. Yep. So, socials.
Oh, actually, should we say what one of our
Oh,
things
dear
we're going to
God.
say is? So we thought recently, one episode a month, we will do a serious, more or less serious episode.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Of a period of reflection. Would you say that's probably the end of the month? Because we can probably sum up certain things what we've done.
I
or
think it's just
certain thoughts that you've had. You could probably talk about that you've had in that month.
I'd have said just do it random.
Yeah.
Just be like, what week? Oh, yeah, we'll just do it that week. Fuck it.
So yeah,
So-
we might do a bit more that sort of period. Rather
You'll
than
probably
just
be able to
always
tell from the
those.
title that it sounds a bit more serious, like, you know, life advice or like
Yeah, it'd
the
be quite fun.
introspection one that we had, or what we think about like something. Like,
Yeah, and
you'll be able to
certain
tell if it's serious or not.
techniques and things that you might want to do that gets you through it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because there's certain ways that you probably can do our own sort of therapy. You know?
There is an easy way to sort your life out,
Well, yeah, but
and
that's a dark area, isn't it? Grey area. So, it's fine.
No.
Right.
right, socials.
That's it, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, right, I don't know what we say. Oh, yeah, find us on all streaming platforms under the SoulInsights podcast. Please leave us a rating and review. Socials, Twitter, SI Index, TikTok, Instagram, SoulInsights, you know what it is, and YouTube, SoulInsights. My brain ain't working today, mate. I'm not going to lie. When has it ever?
Leave us reviews, ratings, subscribe, like, follow, bullshit like that. And thanks for tuning in.
Totally.